my complete screen, so I'll not be able to see you. So if you have any questions in between, you can just unmute yourself and ask. So I hope that my screen is visible. Yes? Can anyone
Yes.
please? Yes. Okay. So the first slide here is hurt people find other hurt people. It is a research done by Jackman in 2020, and there are various researchers which are seconding it, saying that hurt people find other hurt people, and this is the reason a person who has a traumatic life will get attracted to a person again who has a traumatic life, some trauma in life, because we find the situations to be relatable. There is second thing, hurt people will only hurt people. Now, if I have pain inside me, obviously what is going to ooze out in terms of my behavior, it is pain. And that pain will inflict pain in somebody else in various forms. So if I am not satisfied with myself, it comes out in the form of aggression and frustration, leading to hurting others. So hurt people find other hurt people, and hurt people will only hurt people. So what is the solution? The way out is to maintain your mental hygiene. The solution is heal the wounds. Now, as per Jackman's research, which was done in 2020, hurt people and their wounded part deep within may be unconsciously choosing to be in relationship with other hurt people, and it may result from the experiences they faced when growing up, feeling ignored, rejected, dismissed, even abused, neglected, and traumatized. Now, we cannot just put a full stop here. If I'm hurt and I'm with somebody who is hurt, and we are not able to accept each other, because if I am in vulnerable situation and the other person is in a strong situation, being there for me for emotional and physical support, obviously this relationship will work fine. If it is other way around, then also it is fine. But if I'm in a vulnerable state and the other person is also in a vulnerable state, this relationship won't work, because we will only understand our pains. We can only experience our pains. We will not be able to experience and accept the pain of the other person unconditionally. Moral of the story is, if you are hurt and if you feel that you have experienced some trauma in life, we need to work on it. So in today's session, I'm going to talk about few techniques with the help of which you can work on your traumas. So what is actually a trauma? We keep on saying, and when I scroll the reels on Instagram related to psychology, there are a lot of material on childhood trauma and grief. What actually it is? So trauma is anything that changes the brain development. It is not at the psychological level. It is actually happening at the brain, at the level of your brain. Something is changing in your neurons. Something is changing in the structure of your brain. So when we say anything can lead to trauma, yes, anything can lead to trauma. The nature of trauma can be different, right? What we if you talk about the definition of trauma, there are three E's which are important. One is event. So an event, series of events or set of circumstances that is experienced. Second is experience, the experience with the help of which you experience some emotions and feelings. So what stays with you is not the event. What stays with you is the feelings and emotions. And we do not die once. We do not experience a trauma once. We keep on experiencing the trauma again and again and again when we reflect back onto the past. So, a set of circumstances that is experienced by an individual as physically or emotionally harmful or life threatening, and that has lasting adverse effects. These are the different types of traumas: complex trauma, family violence, medical trauma. Complex trauma is a series of events that can happen to somebody, probably someone who has sustained some accident, some car accident or truck accident, two wheelers accident, whatever, right? And Because of that, the person has lost somebody, lost loss has occurred in terms of finances, in terms of social, in terms of physical. So that is a complex trauma, means different types of trauma coming together to give rise to complex trauma. Then comes the family violence, wherein the family is dysfunctional in nature. When I'm talking about dysfunctional family, dysfunctional means the parents do not have a cordial relationship amongst each other. There is some problem, if not at the parental end, there must be some problem at some end, because of which the family dynamics is at stake, because of which the child is not getting a peaceful environment at home. Medical trauma is something which a lot of patients do undergo. Physical trauma, the medical patients are undergoing physical trauma because of staying in OT or staying in a ward where in all the patients are uh, they have pain, and therefore what they are showing is only pain. They're only talking about negatives. They do not have, there are patients who are on palliative care or terminal illness, right? So, medical trauma is a trauma which is inflicted by virtue of some medical procedure. It can be anything, it can be a visit to a hospital as well. Then comes a natural disaster. So, recently we have witnessed cloudburst at various places. So that is a natural disaster. A lot of people have lost their lives. A lot of people have lost their houses. So it's a natural disaster, trauma due to natural disaster. Then community and school violence. A lot of children, young adults, and even the adults, they talk about bullying. So bullying is one school violence, right? Then it can be a physical abuse, which is beating or some kind of situation, some kind of violent situation, right? So there are community rights also. There are religious rights also. All these things come in community and school violence. Now there is something which is going in uh, Israel and Palestine, right? This is community trauma. Then religious trauma, border trauma at the border, neglect. Neglect is seen in orphanages, foster homes, wherein the parents are not there, or even in the nuclear family, wherein the parents are involved in their professional life and personal life so much that they are not able to be present at the right time for the child. Not intentionally, but maybe unintentionally, but it is a neglect, because the child is not getting the right kind of attention which he or she needs. Then comes physical abuse. Physical abuse is beating, right? Sexual abuse ranges from touch, a bad touch, to the proper sexual abuse. And it is not something to be debated about. Physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, these are very common as far as the human society is concerned, and it is present at the global level. Then comes traumatic grief. Traumatic grief is when there is a loss of some near and dear ones. Then the grief that we feel for a longer period of time is called traumatic grief. Then comes refugee and war zone trauma again. Israel, Palestine, Russia, and many other countries do have such kind of war zones trauma. Now, when we talk about abuse, neglect, and household dysfunctions, so these are the various domains wherein we can find these physical, emotional, sexual, physical, and emotional in neglect. And is how household dysfunction. We can have mental illness, mother treated violently, divorce, substance abuse, incarcerated relatives. So now this is the percentage overall percentage of the trauma. Psychological is 11.1%. I'm talking about the global statistics. Physical 10.8%, sexual 22%, which is maximum. Witness domestic violence to mother is 12.5%, and most common substance abuse is 25.6%. So overall it is 52.1%. But when we rank it in order, the most common is substance use in household and sexual abuse. And we have seen it, and that's why we are able to witness a lot of people on alcohol dependence, and then there is alcohol addiction there, and many other drug addiction nowadays, right? Marijuana addiction, LSD addiction, so common, so common. But if you ask me, a person is taking the drug on his own, then my answer to this question is nobody is inclined towards alcohol and drugs until and unless they are hurt and they are not able to get the right kind of help. If they will get the right kind of help, if they will get right kind of people, right kind of environment, obviously they will not ruin their life. Now, what is the reason for it? And why we are talking about trauma? Because childhood trauma and trauma of any kind is so common, and it disrupts the normal functioning of the brain, leading to the disruption in the normal functioning of mind as well. Now, what it does, it affects the HPA axis. Now, I'm not going into the details of HPA axis, but stands for hypothalamus and P stands for pituitary. So hypothalamus is a hypothalamus and pituitary. These are two endocrine glands which are present in the brain. So this hypothalamo-pituitary axis is responsible for our fight and flight mechanism. It is the axis which is responsible for our compensatory mechanism, right? And when it comes to general adaptation syndrome in case of stress. So it is this HPA axis leads to increase and decrease in the cortisol. Cortisol is a hormone which is secreted by the adrenal gland, which is sitting over the kidneys, and it is there in everybody. So cortisol is increased in maltreated children and decreases in adults with PTSD. So if you really want to find out the physiological reason of stress, then how do we find it out? We get the cortisol done. And if it is more in children, it shows that there is so much of stress. If it is less or very less in adults, then we call it PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. So these are basically the diagnostic criteria. Now, what are the theories behind it? The theory says children and adults have different response to stress, completely different. And you can see here, cortisol is increased in children, whereas it decreases over a period of time in post-traumatic stress disorder in adults. And it increase in an acute response and decrease develops over time due to neurodevelopmental effects of trauma. So when and it happens to everybody when you are exercising. Suppose you are exercising for 1 hour every day. Now, obviously, a point will come where this 1 hour will not be able to count, and you can stretch yourself up to 2 hours or 3 hours. But is it good? Body doesn't react normally to these kind of exercises. The moment you cross 30 to 45 minutes of exercise in gym, your body starts taking it as stress. Same goes to this particular case. So due to down regulation of receptors from chronic elevation blunts the adrenocorticotropic hormone. So one of the adrenocorticotropic hormone response is shown by cortisol, ACTH. Cortisol is ACTH. Okay, so adrenaline insufficiency despite consistent elevated ACTH response is seen. Now, I will not go into the neuroanatomy, but directly we will jump into something which is management, right? So up till now, what we have discussed is we all have one or the other kind of trauma, which is the reason for stress. So we are already hurt. So what is the solution? Increase hope and resilience. Now, I am not saying this. I am not saying that you increase hope and resilience and it is going to benefit. I am saying so on the basis of a lot of researches that has been done by psychologists, neuropsychologists, neuroscientists, and physiologists saying that hope and resilience, they do something at the level of your brain, and they have the capacity to change even the gray matter, even the slight structure of the brain, right? And therefore we can develop neuroplasticity with hope and resilience. Now, what all we can do? Now, hope, you know that what hope is, ray of hope we keep on talking about. Resilience is how quickly you are coming back from the traumatic situation to the normal situation and resuming your day to day job. How quickly you accept things. This is resilience. When we talk about resilience, three things come into my mind. One is, if you are committed, three C's come to my mind. First is committed. If you are committed to a task, committed to a situation, you can control the situation. If you are not able to control the situation, you can take it as a challenge. So commitment, control, and challenge are the three C's that define resilience. And another name for resilience is known as hardiness. And mind you, this resilience is not innate. You are not born with it. You develop it over a period of time. How do you develop it? By developing these six domains. Now, what is the first domain? First domain is reasoning. Reasoning means most of the times, what do? We are solution focused or we are problem focused. So I would like to ask everyone, let's have a very interactive kind of session. Are we solution focused most of the times? Yes or no, or you can just write down in the chat box if interested. Yes. So are we solution focused most of the times or we are problem focused most of the times? Yes is for solution focused or problem focused. Solution focused. As per the researches, we are not solution focused most of the times because we keep on thinking about the problem. Everybody, and we are being taught this way. Think about the problem and the solution comes. It is not this way. If you'll focus your thought process towards the problem, that this is the problem, this is the problem, this is the problem, solution will never come. Right? So in, as per the researchers, as per the data, statistics, it says that most of the times we are problem focused. And when we are problem focused, we keep on focusing on the problem, and that's why the solution gets delayed. And it is a solution which is going to give us peace. So we need to shift our brain from being problem focused to solution focused, right? And and this, when we are solution focused, we become resourceful, and that's how this reasoning part is satisfied. So here, what do you have to learn is just be solution focused in every situation. If you are solution focused, you will not take any problem as problem. You will take every problem as a solution, as a situation for which you are seeking solution. Second is vision. Vision is purpose and commitment. It is seen that anybody who has purpose, whose purpose of life is very clear, they are committed to it, they are dedicated to it, and hence they have a clear vision. And once vision is clear, you can carve path for yourself. Go back, Google search the life history of all the successful people all over the globe, and what you will find common in them is their purpose was very clear. They were committed, and that's why they are hardworking, and their purpose was very clear. So we need to have a clear vision in life. Third is you need to make yourself calm and control. Now, when we are problem focused, we are always anxious. When we do not have a purpose in life, we are always in confusion. And half of the population nowadays is problem focused and always confused, which is why the there is anxiety, there is stress. If there is anxiety, definitely there'll be stress, and therefore we lose the calmness of mind. So composer is a third step or third domain to hone resilience. We need to practice certain mindful exercises. I'm going to talk about these mindful exercises, right? Simple breathing will also control will calm your mind, and therefore you'll be able to control your mind. You will not be dominated by it. And then comes cooperation. When I'm saying cooperation, it is in social context and support network. All of us are human beings and we are social animals. If we think that uh, I am a team alone, I'm a single member in the team, this will not work. Because when we talk about the personal life and professional life, you work in team, you work in a group like a family, you stay in a family, and therefore we need emotional bonding. We need emotional support, we need social support, and we can get it only with cooperation, right? And it can be built by building a great support network, a great social network. But it doesn't mean that you are creating a good social network online but nothing offline, right? Okay, now moving on to fifth domain, which is health. And when we are talking about health, we will talk about nutrition, sleep, exercises. So there are certain foods which are very, very good for our brain. For example, antioxidants, probiotics, right? And there are lots and lots of researchers that say that if your body has less probiotics and your diet has less probiotics, you will develop gut issues, and gut is directly related with the brain. So the researchers have already proved it. You it can be a reason for your depression. Your stomach, your gut can be a reason for your depression, can be a reason for your anxiety, right? So there should be a gut brain balance, and it can only be achieved with balanced nutrition, not too much, not too less. Proper sleep. Sleep, as per the research, is from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. This is the sleep that one should not miss. And what do? We start sleeping at 2 o'clock. Anybody who is missing this 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. of sleep will develop one or the other kind of mental health issue in near future. It is documented, it is researched, because it is only the sleep wherein your brain is getting rest. It is only the sleep wherein your brain is releasing the required kind of neurochemicals that calm down your brain. So that is the reason psychiatrists keep on giving the sleep medications also, right? So people say that I have depression, I do not know why my psychiatrist is giving me sleep medication. This is one of the reasons. And then exercise. So you have to eat healthy, sleep healthy, and you have to be physically healthy by adding 30 to 45 minutes of exercise. More is not required. And then comes last domain, which is tenacity. And tenacity can be achieved with persistence, effort, and realistic optimism. Now, persistent effort, you know that we have to keep on putting in our effort continuously and persistently without any break. And realistic optimism means we should have achievable goals, we should have achievable tasks. You should not be optimistically hallucinating optimistically, right? So there you will find people wherein they just ignore the facts, they ignore the facts and they say we are optimists, and therefore this will happen. But we have to be realistically optimist. Now, resiliency, uh, what actually it is. So it's the bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that resists. Moral of the story is in one line. This is a Japanese proverb. It says that flexibility of mindset is going to make you a successful person, is going to fetch you happiness, whereas rigidity of mindset is going to break you. So those who say that I'm like this, I can't help it, I can change myself, that means they have rigid mindset and they are breaking themselves down. So we need to develop a flexible mindset. Resilient people are, and why do we need to develop resilience? Because the resilient people are more likely to meet the demands of their life successfully. They're successful in achieving the aims and goals. Take positive actions to deal with challenges, seek support when needed, and know when to take care of self and have a higher sense of self worth. Underline, this is very important, these two lines, taking care of self. If I ask you, but I if I ask you that do you take care of yourself, what is going to be your answer? And for how many minutes in a day, in 24 hours, for how many hours in 24 hours you even think about yourself? But without you answering me, I can say that you are not even dressing up for yourself. You are dressing up for the society. When you are standing in front of the mirror, in front of the dressing table, then are you dressing up for yourself? No. Most of us are doing it for the society. The way we are eating, the way we are behaving, the way we are uh, keeping our attire, and so on and so forth. So, what are you doing to care for yourself? That's what you need to find out. Start caring for yourself, and you will be reducing the gap between your actual self and your real self. This is your actual self, ideal self, which only you are aware of. And this is your this is your practical self, which people are aware of. Lessen the gap between the actual self and the real self, and you will be at peace, you will be at ease, and you will increase your self-worth, because it's the only way to increase a self-worth, and this is the only way to increase self-confidence. And then we need to have a sense of purpose, because purpose makes our life clear. If we do not have a purpose, that means we are confused. So if the journey doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. So, do we really need traumas in our life or traumatic situations in our life? Yes, we must do. Every challenge, every trauma, every difficult situation in our life has taught us to be the person we are. We are the heroes of our life. We are the heroes of our life. We are not the victims. But most of the times, what we think is we are the victims, but we are not. When we focus on the victim part of the situation, we get depressed. But actually, you are surviving. You have survived that situation. You are there. You have fought. You have fought for so many uh, minutes and hours and years and weeks. So, are you really the victim? We are the heroes of our life. Nobody is the hero of our life. We are the heroes of our life because we have fought and we are standing here. So think and consider yourself as the hero of your life. And you will increase your self-worth. You will increase your self-confidence. Now there are few techniques that I will share um, to increase the self-worth. But before that, there is one more thing that I would like to talk about. Whenever there is a trauma, we select two pathways. There are always two pathways. One is the pathway of hope and resilience. Another is the pathway of depression and despair. The pathway of depression and despair is easy to achieve because we don't have to do anything. If you have fallen at a point and you choose not to get up, because your knee is hurt, because your legs are hurt, you choose not to get up. You will keep on sitting at that place. You will meet a lot of people in this situation mentally, not physically. A lot of people. So if you meet somebody, just give a hand and boost their morale and say you can. You are not making them stand up. You are just supporting them emotionally. You are just giving or extending an emotional hand. And when they stand, they have the courage to go ahead and achieve the target. What I mean to say is, we all have potential. There is a pathway of hope and resilience, and there is a pathway of depression and despair after every traumatic situation or every traumatic incident or post trauma stressful situation. Pathway of depression and despair is easy because we just have to isolate ourselves and keep on continuously thinking about what we have gone through. It's true, we have gone through. But why I am choosing to go through it again and again and again in a vicious circle, which is hurting me every moment. Second pathway is the pathway of hope and resilience. Hope and resilience is, okay, this is negative, this is a negative thing which has happened to me, but now it will not. Something good will happen to me. I will get up. I will make it happen. And you come back. Even if you are hurt, you put an effort, you get up and take a step ahead. Even if you are taking half a step, that is the pathway of hope and resilience. And that first step matters in every journey. And I'll give you a few examples. One example is Oprah Winfrey. Just go through the life history of Oprah Winfrey, what not she has, what kind of childhood she has, childhood trauma she has suffered with. She has been very vocal about it in most of her interviews. And now the kind of person she is, she's gem of a person. How? Why? Why is she a humanitarian? Why is she so helping? Why is she so successful? Because she has learned from her pains. And what she has learned is to fight. What she has learned is to get rid of all the emotions and feelings attached to that traumatic event. So we just have to think about the pathway of hope and resilience. Now, is it easy? I will not say it's easy, but it's not that difficult also. And forget about impossible, because impossible says that I am possible. It's the way we see, it's the way we develop our attitude. Now, one by one. So there are 6 domains. The first domain that you have to catch hold is calm and compose. How you can develop a calm and composed state. Every day, every day you have 24 hours, for at least 12 hours you are awake. Take out 1 minute, 1 to 5 minutes maximum. I'm talking about 5 minutes is maximum. Just do this exercise, simple exercise. There are many breathing exercises, but I always in my lectures I always talk about 7-11 because it gives faster results, and this is something which is scientifically proven by Harvard Medical School doctors. So what you have to do, you just have to close your eyes, inhale through nose gently. Hold your breath till 7 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale and then hold for 11 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Inhale Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, even if you are doing it once in a day, we have done twice, 2 cycles at a go. Even if you are doing once one cycle in a day, it changes the structure of amygdala, and this is what is proven. Amygdala is a part in the brain which is responsible for perceiving depression and perceiving stress more. So, what do we need to do? If you are doing it 10 to 20 times every day, 1 to 5 minutes every day, even if in a gap, you are changing your brain in a positive manner. And when your brain is able to perceive stress less, then you are more happy. You are less depressed. So, this is one of the techniques scientifically proven. What else I can do? There is a second technique which is known as progressive relaxation. So I will not go into the details of progressive relaxation, but I'll teach you quick progressive relaxation. So what do you have to do? So if everyone is here, you can just switch on the camera so that I can teach, or else just a message in the group. Because if you are outside, yes, Alicia, please go ahead. Please go ahead, Alicia.
No, ma'am. Sorry, I was just saying I was here.
Okay. So what do you need to do is if you are outside, please just listen to me. Do not try to do it. And if you are at your home, at your place, sitting comfortably, then you can go ahead with it. So what you have to do is if you are at your home, sitting in a comfortable place, if you can lie down, it's great. If you cannot lie down, then we can do sitting also. So just close your eyes, take off your specs, and make yourself comfortable by keeping your back uh, leaning onto the backrest. And now breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. Last time, breathing relaxation through your nose and breathe out stress and tension through your mouth. Now focus on the muscles of your scalp, your eyes, and your face. And tighten all the muscles as tight as you can, even the jaws, like this. And now relax the muscles completely. Focus on the muscles of your neck, front and back, and bring your chin towards your chest. Tighten the muscles as tight as you can. And then relax the muscles completely. Now focus on your shoulders. Shrug your shoulders up and tighten the muscles of your shoulders and your forearms and hind arm, and make a fist of your palms as tight as you can. And now relax the muscles tight completely. Focus on the muscles of your back, nape of the neck and back. Tighten the muscles as tight as you can, and then relax the muscles completely. Focus on your chest. Tighten the muscles of your chest. And now relax the muscles completely. Focus on your abdomen. Tighten the muscles of your abdomen by pushing the air in and exhaling, and relax the muscles completely. Tighten the muscles of your private parts and then relax the muscles completely. Focus on your thighs and your knees. Tighten the muscles of your thighs and knees and relax the muscles completely. Focus on your calf muscles and toes. Pull your toes towards your body. Tighten the muscles and relax the muscles completely. And now tighten the muscles of your body, all the muscles of your body, and then relax the muscles. Whenever you are stressed, whenever there is anxiety, whenever you are depressed, any kind of psychological upheaval you are going through, what you can do is just do this simple relaxation of contracting the muscles separately, and you will feel as if you are free. Anybody who has just done it with me and wants to share the experience, how have you felt? It will be insightful. Anyone? Smriti, Kajal, Alicia, Sneh. Right. So it relaxes whatever emotions it is being said, that different types of emotions, they are they are stuck at different types of muscles. For example, if we are stressed, very stressed, then we get headache just because of the contraction of this particular temporal muscle, right? If we are stressed with the responsibilities, then it is the neck and shoulders that get stiff, and therefore you feel heaviness in this particular region. So whenever you are worked up, you will feel the pain in and stiffness in this area. The moment you will do it, this emotion is released and your muscles are all relaxed. The emotion of love and affection is there at the chest, right? Anything related, any feeling of that sort will make your heart heavy, will make your chest part heavy. Any emotion which is related to guilt and shame is seated at your private parts, right? So any emotion which is related to fight or flight is in your legs. So if you are running away from your situation mentally, then you feel the pain in the legs. So this happens. So this is the psychological. There are emotions which are stuck at different parts. So what we need to do is just release and relax the muscles, and therefore you are able to release the stuck emotion, right? And now I am going to talk about the third and very important technique is journaling. Anything, suppose you have a bad day today and there are so many emotions which are coming up. Pick up a pen and paper, write whatever your brain is trying to tell you. Write whatever, good or bad or very bad, whatever you feel like. You write on that piece of paper whatever you want to get rid of, burn that piece of paper. Or else, what you can do, write it, put cross over it, because your brain is perceiving that you have cut it. And then tear off the paper and flush it. Do not throw in the dustbin. I tell everybody, do not throw in the dustbin, because it is perceived by your brain differently, because your eyes are seeing it that the pieces are still there. So either burn it or just flush it. Wonderful, wonderful technique. Fourth technique is self-care. How can you hone your self-care? How can you hone your self-care? Start dressing up for yourself. Start eating for yourself. Start spending time with yourself. And this is the way to self-care. If when you are dressing up, do not think that people should appreciate me. Dress up and appreciate yourself in the mirror. Do not think that you are nothing, because you are everything for yourself. And what we share to the world perceives what we want them to perceive. So if I am scared from inside, my body language will be such that people will try to dominate me. If I am satisfied from inside, then I will not be scared of anybody, because I know I'm satisfied. Moral of the story is, you need to be satisfied with yourself. You need to love yourself. Most of the times, what we say, what we think, and what we expect from the partner, we expect from the partner to love us, to care for us, and to feel belonged. But if I ask you, do you love yourself? Do you care for yourself? Do you take care of yourself? I don't think the answer is going to be yes. If yes, please go ahead. Then we have anyone who is not taking care of self, anyone who is not in love with the self, will develop psychological issues. And the best part is, one or the other situation in our life comes for everybody. It is for everybody. It is true to every dear self. It's not you, it's not me. I will also have uh, my share of life, both good and bad. You also have your share of life, both good and bad. But we tend to go down when we experience the bad things. Experience it, come back. And when you come back, leave those experiences, especially bad experiences. But we leave the good experiences and we carry the baggage of bad experiences. And this can be done by another technique which is called mindfulness. What do you have to do? Just close your eyes, sit comfortably, and say, I accept. Every day say, I accept all the emotions, because these are my emotions and they come and go. I accept myself wholeheartedly and I pay gratitude to myself wholeheartedly. Only these three things. Say thank you to you and say thank you to everybody. We can't be thankful to everybody if we are not thankful to our own self. So pay gratitude to yourself, and then you'll be able to pay gratitude to others. And hence, we'll be able to create a happy environment around us. So that's all from my side. And I think these few techniques are good enough. If you practice even one technique every day, this is my surety that you'll be able to develop a good coping mechanism in your life. So that's all from my side.